So I moved back home May 2020, and I think pretty much the first book that I read when I moved back to Warrington was How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is like the Bible of social skills. You might not think that you need this book because you've already got a couple of friends and everything. Just trust me when I say, just read it. Just read this fucking book. I had this book 2 years before that point when I actually read it. Like I literally had this book in university. I bought it because so many people online were talking about it. I read the first few pages and I'm like, okay, this is basic. He's giving like old examples and like I don't need to be told not to criticize or condemn people. I don't need to be told to like complain or to smile. When you just invest heavily into this book and you just think, okay, Dale Carnegie is like one of the first people who ever spoke about self-improvement. People call him like the godfather of self-improvement for a reason. If you just place your trust in this, and even though it seems like obvious, it's like, okay, smile, use the person's name, firm handshake, it's like basic shit. But when you invest in a book, it just gets ingrained in your mind. And at least for me, I always thought that I had pretty good social skills. I lived like the party life inside of university. I was the center of like the certain social circle that I was in because I was hosting the parties. I was the one who was like leading the nights and choosing where to go and everything. I had this huge arrogance that I didn't need to know these fucking social skill tips. And when I tell you that reading this book and implementing these tips like truly changed my life, you should probably be thinking like, yeah, like maybe if Hamza's he was living the party lifestyle and everything, maybe his social skills probably would have been better than mine because I've just spent 2 years inside over COVID. It's a very good basic refresher, and there's a few principles. One of the things I really liked about this book that I've still got like these little things is that there's just like a page that literally just tells you the principles, which is like in a nutshell. In a nutshell, 6 ways to make people like you. Principle number 1, become genuinely interested in other people. Now that seems like, when you've heard me say that, it seems just like common sense, like, okay, become interested in other people. But when you're reading the principle and you're really like, you sit there and think, okay, am I using this in my life? At least for me, I was like, you know what, like I'm not. Like I don't feel like I've been really interested in other people recently. I feel like I've made it all about me because I love the center of attention, but everyone feels like that. When you're the one random guy out of a random group, like a big group, who's literally thinking, oh yeah, let me like, be interested in other people, let me ask them loads of questions and see like what they've got to teach me or something. You're gonna stand out. People are gonna love talking to you. Still to this day, I find myself like needing to like rethink of these principles. Very good book, but I think it's often overlooked by a bunch of people who have like this huge fucking ego that they think they don't need to like learn this stuff.